Hello friends, Jennifer Pearson here, Thistle Gypsy, with I don't know, I guess this is more of a show and tell. I'm doing show and tells as I change or I modify my decks. So I have trimmed and edged my Shaman Oracle deck. Okay, so the edging I decided to do in multiple colors, and as you can see I didn't do the best job. The webcam is picking up more errors than my naked eye, but anyway, and I did it in multiple colors. I did brown, blue, and green, and that's based on the colors here. And so one thing that happens, you can see it a little, I don't know if the webcam will pick it up, that there's bleeding, like you can see it on this edge right here. So, and I hadn't noticed that on some of my other decks, but so I don't know if these are newer Sharpies or why there was quite so much bleeding. At times it was actually, I didn't mind it, but, you know, in general it looks a little bit messy, but not enough for me to have stopped doing it, because it did it on the very first card, and it was actually a kind of an interesting effect. So but anyway, alright, so that's what the backs look like, obviously, and I'm going to just flip through the cards. Today has kind of been my day of the deck. My day of the deck. I've been working on my decks. This and the one behind it here in the background have been waiting for final trim and corners. Well, actually, the one in the back has been waiting for an overall trim, but this one just needed to be evened up a little bit, the corners cut, and the edging, which I hadn't necessarily intended to edge, but I've been doing that lately, so that's what I did. I'm just going to walk through the cards so you can see how they look modified. Now, I can show you here real quickly. In the book, they just had a border, so it was not at all a dramatic modify. They just had a border, but I'll try to remember at the end to show you that they shuffle much better now than they did when they had borders. They're just not nearly as stiff. It's either that, or it's because of the high humidity right now might make them softer. I don't know which it is, but they had a very strong bias kind of against the way we would do a riffle shuffle, and now they're very soft and pliable, and I haven't been using them, so they've been stuck in limbo as I waited for time to attack and finish them up. I'm now much more careful when I trim my decks, so that I don't have to go back and even them up in terms of width and height. So I'm very happy to have this finished. I'm thinking, even, you know, in the future, I might even take these references off. But for now, I want to go ahead and use the guidebook and get to know them better that way. I've done some readings since I first got this deck. Angelus Arians, The Fourfold Way, Michael Harner's The Way of the Shaman. So I'm hoping when I go back to the guidebook, some of the backgrounds will help me make sense in terms of their suits here. This deck does have suits. It's the dancers, the hunters, the shamans, the spirits, and the ancestors. And I can see, like, on some of these, I can almost see taking this off and using symbols. I would love to add some of my own symbols. I have no idea what they would be. I'm not an artist, but I would love to just use symbols instead of these words down here. Or, you know, personal symbols. Something I'm ruminating on. I'm not sure exactly what they would be, but some of the blank area here I feel like needs input. So I may further personalize this, but I'm happy with where it is for now. We'll see where I go with it. It's a difficult deck in that you know, even though the images are very evocative, they're not, you know, like, you know, what are those and what are they doing? You know, they're also kind of out there, difficult to look at, difficult to discern, you know. 3 toes, all right. 4 fingers, I don't know. Why does that one have its foot in a circle? You know, so I'm going to be looking at the guidebook and making notes. And then I am going to be looking at the images and making, you know, notes on my own response or feelings about them, and hopefully coming up with something in between. So I'm personalizing this deck in terms of meaning as well. I know a lot of people, like I said, have had trouble with it, and it's like, what am I going to do with this, you know, other than read from the guidebook, you know. The backs, I like the hand a lot, and even the swirliness around it, but it has a weird greenish cast, greenish yellow. It's not, so I may even try to alter the back somehow. I'm not going to put something over the back, but I might, again, add something to it, add patterns to it. I don't know. But for now, I'm happy with it. Just wanted to share and show, tell you what I did. And who knows, maybe I'll be doing another one when it has yet another incarnation. All right, take care. Bye-bye.